Hey, Kelly Staggs here, American Irrigator, trying to make you a better irrigator. Today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the best way to trench on a slope. Let me show you something. I've been trenching and putting in sprinkler systems for over 15 years, and I've learned a few things throughout those years. In this channel, I want to give the tips and the tricks and things that I've learned and give it to you so that you can become a better irrigator. So that's what we're all about on this channel. We talk about all kinds of things irrigation. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell and give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. When you're trenching on a slope, there's a couple things that you want to keep in mind before you start and then as you're trenching along. One of the first things you want to pay attention to is the direction. And so you want to start in a certain place and finish in a certain place. And what I mean is this. When you start your trench, you want to think about if you're going to start down on that end or if you're going to start down on this end. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but in this case, we've got a little bit of a slope, and so it does matter. And the way you're going to decide this is how the trencher trenches this slope. And what I mean is how it discharges the dirt. You can see the auger on this side of this trencher. And so that's why I started down on this end and it's backing up and I'm coming this way. Because what you want to do is you want to discharge the dirt out of the ditcher on the downhill side. And so let me get to where you can see I'm pretty straight, and you can see we've got a little bit of a slope right here. And so it's actually more than it looks like on the video, because when I'm standing on the trencher, I'm actually angled pretty good. But you can see the dirt that's coming out of this trench is coming down on this downhill side. So you want to make sure you start on the end and make sure that dirt comes off on the downhill side, because when you do, most of the dirt's going to fall downhill and it's not going to fall back into the trench. If I'd started back down on that end and come this way trying to push that dirt uphill, most of it would have fallen back in the trench, and then I would have had to clean it out by hand, and that's never fun to do. So you want to pay attention to the direction. The other thing you want to pay attention to is how fast, the speed that you're trenching. And I don't mean the speed of the chain. You want to get that going at a pretty good speed, but how fast you're backing up. This particular job right here, this dirt is actually pretty loose, and so I could pretty much go as fast as I wanted to. But I'm not going real fast. I'm wanting to keep the speed down a little bit as far as how fast I'm backing up. You want to give that chain enough time and give it some time to pull out as much of that dirt as possible, because that's what the teeth are digging, but there's part of those teeth, it's actually pulling that dirt out of there. And so you want to give it yourself and give that chain enough time to pull as much dirt out of that trench as possible. You're not going to have to clean out as much by hand and using your clean out shovel. And so those are the two main things when you're trenching on a slope. Pay attention to the direction you're going. Make sure you're discharging that dirt on the downhill side. The other thing you want to pay attention to is how fast you're going. Don't just rip and run right down through there. You're going to end up having to do a lot of hand work. Either you or your guys are, and their guys aren't going to like it if they're doing it. But just allow that ditcher enough time to do its job and get at as much of that dirt out of that trench as possible. And those are my tips on how to trench on a slope.